Well, good to see you once again and thank you for your eyeballs. And guess exactly what I'm going to talk about in this particular video? If you had 1.2 million, what would be the best decision? Is it to invest it once at the beginning of the year? Or would you go for 100,000 each and every year? Or in those two case scenarios, who ends up with the biggest profit? Okay, let me put it on the board so that we can understand what I'm talking about. Let's say we have person A. I love to give practical examples because you guys have been asking me, hey, Joseph, you talk about investing. How about you talk about the numbers to see what is we actually going to win or have or something of sort? Let's check on this. We have person B. They have, or let's say, how can I put it? Let's say we have person A and B, okay? Both of them, they have 1.2 million, okay? But they choose to invest using different paths or different routes. Person A decides to take the 1.2 million. But before I say anything, come on. You're watching my video. Have you actually liked the video? Yes, I'm talking about you. Yeah. You watching this video right now. Have you liked the video? Hit that like button. Looks like this, yeah? You just hit it like that. And also make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed. Imagine I'm not going ahead if you're not doing. Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Now, say these two people, they decide to go ahead and invest in different paths. The person A decides to invest in this manner. And I want you to listen to me carefully here. Person A decides to take the whole chunk of it. And by the way, I'm using a money market fund as an example. Say, I'm using an MMF as an example to invest. Okay. So the person A decides to throw the entire 1.5 mic into that investment. All right. Whereby he'd be like, okay, just I have 1.2 million out there. Okay. Now, this is to invest it once for 12 months or say 1 year, right? Now, the person B decides to go ahead and take this cash probably and decide to actually invest at a rate of 100K per month, 100K per month. Or you can say maybe probably the person B didn't have the 1.2 million, but has the capacity to raise 100K for the purposes of investment each and every year, or rather each and every month. And again, you might think like, okay, you might actually hear me talking about millions, be like, okay, that was not my video because I cannot raise that. No, get the concept. It can actually, we can even use an example of 120,000, isn't it? 120,000, that's like 10,000 each and every month, isn't it? So we have this one individual who has the whole chunk of 120,000, throw it into a what? An investment, say a money market fund. Or we have this individual who doesn't have the 120,000 but has the capacity to raise the 10,000 each and every month. Or we can say 10K monthly. So the question is, at the end of the day or at the end of the year, who's gonna end up with a bigger interest? Because I always tell you guys, you put your money where your mouth is, or you put your mouth where your money is. Whichever is easier to move towards the other, but make sure the two meet. Are we together? Now, let's get practical. See, now we are using a case of scenario of say 1.2, all right? Now, this is the question. Who ends up with bigger profit? Let's say all of them are getting equivalent of say 10%, as simple as 10%. And I'm using 10% as an example to explain my point. I did not say the money market fund interest is 10%. I have to explain this because we have some people who don't even watch a whole video. They watch for 2 minutes, then they put a comment there with a conclusion. Are we together? There are people who are at a haste of commenting rather than learning. You see, you comment when you learn. And by the way, some of you guys don't even comment. They learn it, they like the video, they move to the next part because they have gotten the point. See, let's say both of them are getting 10% at the end of the year. Now, we have the person one. Person one has 1.2 mic in an investment. So what is 10% of 1.2 million? When I say 10% again, I've deducted all the deduction, the taxes, the management fee, and what have you. We are left with the 10%. So don't tell me on the comment section, how about the taxes, how about the withholding tax, how about the management fee? I've said it. I have deducted it. Are we together? Just like when I say let's plan a salary of 40,000, I've already deducted all those. Don't remind me the pay as you earn, I don't know, HIF, or whatever those. I've already deducted them. Are we together? Now, 10% of 1.2 million, that will give you 120,000. For those who are doubting, pause the video, take your calculator, do the calculations. I got my calculator here with me, all right? So 1.2 million, 10% in 1 year give you 120,000. 20,000. So we already know this guy will end up with that amount of money. Now the question is, how about this individual who is investing 100,000 each and every month, assuming that the interest rate is actually remaining constant for the next 1 year? So how much will he or she end up with? All right. Now we know very well 120,000. If you were to divide this money in monthly, simply divide it by 12, you're gonna get yourself 10K. Are we together? Are we together? Now you end up with 10,000. So this guy invests this money in a money market fund, gets 10%. So at the end of the year, this will be how much? 100K. That will be, assuming this money is actually remaining constant, that will be around something, but we cannot do that mathematics in that manner. So what we do, the formula that I'm about to introduce here, how to calculate a compound interest, actually we calculate it is equivalent to the principal money, let's call it P into bracket 1 plus the interest rate into bracket. Is it multiplied? How we used to calculate this formula back in high school? It's P bracket 1 plus the interest rate into bracket raised to the power of n, where n is the number of years, Are we together? Anyway, guys, I know some of you have seen this formula. You're like, oh, Joseph, you're taking us back to high school. No, I'm not taking you back to high school. This is the simplest formula you can use when you want to calculate that particular compound interest. Anyway, okay, now the point is, I just have my calculator here. I'm gonna go ahead and do what we call the compound interest calculator, and that's exactly where I'm gonna go fix these numbers. And you can actually access this one on the internet, compound interest calculator. So what I'm doing right now here, I'm actually on my compound interest calculator, and I'm gonna feed these numbers, and I'm gonna start. The initial investment here is 100,000. We are going step by step. Open your calculator. 100,000. I've put that on the initial investment. Monthly contribution again is 100,000, isn't it? Is 100,000. Okay, and then of course the length of time, it will be 1 year. Are we together? Because we are talking about 12 months. And then estimated interest rate, let's put it at 10, because on the first case we as well used 10. And let's go to the interest variance. It does not vary. Let's say it remains constant. It compounds monthly, because we all know MMF compounds monthly. Then we hit our calculator and see what we're gonna end up with. So if you invest, and I want you to see here, if you invest 100,000 each and every month, put it out there, each and every month, 100,000 for the next 1 year, you're gonna end up with 1.3. Let me see. Let me write that name, or rather, let me put that. So for the first person, we say this individual will end up with an interest of how much? 120,000. Of course, that means if you were to add this money with this one, so it will be 1.2 plus 120,000. How much will that be? Let's say 1.3. Let's say 1.3. 1.2. No, 1.2 million, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, plus 120,000. Let's see how much you're gonna end up. We're gonna have 1.32. That will be 1.32. That will be 1.320 million. That's what you're gonna end up. In short, I'm saying you're gonna end up with 1,320,000. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and calculate how much this one gonna end. Let me put that figure aside. And there's something I want to calculate here, so that I explain to you exactly what goes on, so that you know what money or how much you're gonna end up with. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. 1.2 million, put it in an investment. 1.2 million, that is 200,000. 1, 2, 3, and then length of period is 1 year. Don't forget that. Estimated interest rate is 10. Compounds monthly. Then we hit the calculator. No. I made a mistake somewhere. Not initial investment. Should be 1.2. Get your calculator and do that. 1.2. 1.2 1.2 million, put it out there. The monthly contribution should be 0 because you're not adding anything compared to the other individual who is doing that. And then the length of period of time is 1 year, estimated interest is 10, and then it's compounding monthly, and then we hit that calculator and see boom, 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 boom. We're gonna end up with around 1.325. 1.325 or more or less than that. I was actually using different formulas to see whether it is actually ending up to the same result. And this one who is investing on the same is going to end up with 1.367 million. What am I saying? The one who will put a chunk of 1.2 into it, because when I've actually put all the numbers correctly, 10, 1, 0, whatever. So you're going to end up, the one who actually put 100,000 each and every month, going to end up with around 1.367 million. And the one who put the chunk of it into that investment, going to end up with this 1.325 million. Now, the question is this. According to whatever we've seen there as numbers, which one do you think we'll go for? Putting that 100K each and every month, or going ahead and having that 1.2 Mike put it out there and for quote unquote forget about it? Which one are you end up with, and how much are you getting as your interest? That was it. This question was actually asked by a person on the comment section. And what I do, I don't have to say this or that based on what you have seen. So which one is giving you that? And maybe perhaps if you feel like in this are doubting Thomas, you can go ahead and do your own calculations and tell me if it's not tallying. If it's not tallying, telling me on the comment section. And again, you can even approach these companies that are offering money market fund and ask them which one would you go for and which one am I going to end up, in terms of the returns, and which one is the best and how much am I going to end up with. So they are more or less equivalent, but of course we can see this one is a little bit higher compared to the previous one where you invest a whole chunk of it. Well, am I saying if you're 1.2 million, you now subdivide it and invest each and every month? Well, it depends. Maybe you don't have the energy to do that particular thing, but the best one that I can advocate when you want to be sort of say getting each and every month something is usually the treasury bonds, yeah, especially the IFB, no, not really IFB, the normal FXD, whereby you can decide each and every month, instead of putting a whole chunk of 1.2 in a bond, you can actually be buying a bond each and every month, so that each and every month as of next year or the year that will follow, you can actually get interest each and every month. So I've done all those calculations manually to show you exactly how it goes by. So tell me on the comment section, did your maths actually tally with mine, and what number did you end up with? Of course, at many times you might think that putting the whole chunk of 1.2 in a money market fund at once gonna earn you a little bit of more interest, but sometimes numbers says differently. But anyway, it is what it is. So tell me on the comment section. And again, if you have any question, don't forget to leave me a comment on the comment section asking me, describe your question vividly so that I can see, hey, some of the questions that I get to be asked by you guys are so tremendous, are so good, are so wonderful, and they can actually be of importance to other people. So if you have a question that you would like me to clarify, something I've ever posted, something you would like me maybe sort of post or something of sort, let me know, because I said I'm gonna take this time, especially this that was a few months by the end of this year, respond to that what you guys are asking me, so that we see what is the best decision that we can take, rather than just be me just saying everything. Of course, I'll be coming here and share ideas just like I do, and such kind of a thing. Okay, by the way, don't forget on my don't worry about my dressing. This is not my normal kind of a dressing code and something of sort. Yeah, I've just made a video about me winning as trophy and what have you. Probably you are from that video watching me, or maybe I'm gonna post this one before that, or whichever gonna come first. The fact remains, anyway, guys, I stand winning, or I stand as a winner of the Financial Coach of the Year, just to remind you that. And I'm so grateful that you and many others actually participated into me winning that particular thing, and that is wrong. It's not me winning that particular thing, but we winning this particular thing. And I said I'm only the custodian. The trophy is all of us. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. And I want you to tell me in the comment section, do you do whatever I tell you to do, or you just consume my videos without you doing anything? It's good to make sure that at least you do something that we talk about. When I talk about let's invest on this, you at least do something. You invest, you take action, rather just consuming my videos and you're not doing anything, and you're waiting for that particular moment. I don't know, well, after you get rich, after you get wealth, you'll get that a lot of money, that's when you're gonna invest. No, let's take time, especially if you're watching me and you're a young individual, especially on your 20s, take action, do something, go invest, no matter how small it is. We even have some MMFs that you can start with as low as 100 bob. You can go ahead and do some investments on shares. You can actually start that small business that you want. In anything that you do, never give up. You try as much as you can, show up each and every day. And I told you one thing, guys, if you show up each and every day, you'll never miss your lucky day, because success is usually an intersection between 2 points. And that is when the luck meets your hard work. And success is actually, is a shoe word when, when luck meets preparedness, because you can actually be met by luck, but you're not prepared. So the luck will just slip off your hands and you'll never see it. You'll never capitalize it to your own advantage. And that is the greatest problem that we usually see in this life of ours. This is Good Joseph speaking, and I post videos about money market funds, bills, bonds, MMF, businesses, finances, index fund, rates, whatever, managing our finances, anything related to money. And that is exactly what I do in personal finances. Anyway, for now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you'd like to have a conversation with me, my number is always on the description of this specific video. So go ahead and shoot me a call, and we can talk business for just a coffee spice. I also have booklets that you can grab. See you there.